Memphis, Tennessee, law enforcement and government officials from across the Mid-South are honoring the Memphis police officer who was killed in the line of duty Friday morning. Memphis police officer Joseph McKinney was shot and killed during an overnight shootout in southwest Memphis. According to MPD, the shooting took place around 2 a.m. on Hewlett Road and Horn Lake Road while officers were responding to a report of a suspicious vehicle. A second officer was taken to a hospital but has been upgraded to non-critical condition. A third officer who was grazed by gunfire was treated at the scene. McKinney leaves behind a wife and a daughter. As chief of police, I am hurt right now, and once again senseless deaths in our community by gun violence, interim Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis said. We're disturbed by the boldness and use of weapons in just all these situations that we're seeing in our community. We have a family that's grieving now. We have a wife that's grieving now. Memphis police say 2 suspects were involved in the shooting, and one of them was killed. The suspect who was killed is identified as 18-year-old Jalen Lobley. A second suspect, age 17, also was injured and is in critical condition. We stand with those families who've been lost to violence, Memphis Mayor Paul Young said. To MPD, our officers are hurting. Our heart goes out to them and their families, and we mourn together. McKinney began working at the Memphis Police Department in 2020. The department says that McKinney graduated from the Training Academy in July 2020 and was assigned to the MT Mariah station. He was later transferred to the Rain station. Flags now fly at half-staff there in front of the building while neighbors come by to offer their condolences. Officer McKinney leaves behind a loving family who will miss him dearly and an MPD family that will push on to honor his memory, the department said in a statement. The Memphis Police Department says McKinney's squad car will be parked outside of the Rain station at 791 Station Friday afternoon for those who wish to pay their respects to him. Many people, including MPD and government officials, took to social media to express their condolences. Rusty McKinney was one of my primary rookies and this affects me differently, said Udall Shelton with MPD in a Facebook post. I'm hurt and devastated by this. I always tell my rookies, make me proud in your line of work. Today, McKinney made the ultimate sacrifice, and for that, I'll salute him forever. Praying for his wife, child, and family. Maria and I are deeply saddened by the death of Memphis police officer Joseph McKinney while serving in the line of duty, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee said in a post on X. Our prayers are with Officer McKinney's family, the recovering officers and the Memphis law enforcement community. I am heartbroken to learn that Memphis police officer Joseph McKinney was murdered in the line of duty while protecting and serving Tennesseans. My prayers are with his family, friends, and colleagues, U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn said in a Facebook post. State Senator Brent Taylor also released a statement Friday, saying, "Please join me in praying for the family of MPD officer Joseph McKinney, who was murdered last night in the line of duty. I will do everything in my power to bring transparency to what occurred and why these violent criminals were on our streets. Enough is enough." McKinney was a graduate of Mumford High School. The school released a statement Friday afternoon. We are deeply saddened by the tragic loss of Officer Joseph "Rusty" McKinney, who was killed in the line of duty overnight. Rusty was a 2016 Mumford High graduate and a Mumford Band member. Our deepest condolences and our prayers are with Officer McKinney's family, extended family, friends, and colleagues during this difficult time. Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy says that Lobley's case was consistent with his violent crime initiative, stating individuals found with stolen cars and guns or found with Glock switches can pose a danger and must be dealt with accordingly. Mulroy issued a statement Friday. Jalen Lobley was released in March on ROR with various conditions including reporting and curfew. This bond was granted by a Shelby County Judicial Commissioner following a hearing where our office strongly argued against lowering the bond, citing the defendant's danger to the community. Despite our arguments, the commissioner approved the ROR bond. My office was actively prioritizing the Lobley case, identifying him as a high-risk offender, and reviewing his file as part of our Project Safe Neighborhood state-federal partnership. Even though Lobley was a first-time offender, his case had been accepted for federal prosecution. I'm deeply saddened by Officer Joseph McKinney's passing and extend my heartfelt condolences to his family, loved ones, and colleagues at MPD. We trust the TBI to conduct a thorough investigation. Once it's concluded, we'll review the findings to determine appropriate next steps. Representative David Kustoff made a post on X saying, "Roberta and I are deeply saddened to hear about the passing of MPD Officer Joseph McKinney. Please join us in praying for the swift recovery of the 2 additional officers who were shot in the line of duty this morning." During this time, Officer McKinney's family and the entire MPD will remain in our thoughts. Shelby County Sheriff Floyd Bonner also released a statement on X. "I was deeply grieved upon hearing the news that Memphis Police Officer Joseph McKinney lost his life during a shooting incident this morning in South Memphis. On behalf of all the men and women of the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, I offer our prayers and deepest condolences to his family, friends, and the Memphis Police Department. We are thankful that the other 2 officers injured are going to be okay and are healing from their injuries. We pray they will have a speedy recovery. Officer McKinney died protecting the citizens of Memphis and Shelby County, and we are truly heartbroken. Our prayers are with the family, friends, and colleagues of fallen Memphis Police Officer Joseph McKinney as well as the officers injured in the line of fire last night," the Tennessee Attorney General's office said in a post on X. "Our office stands with our law enforcement community and the city of Memphis, and we pray for a swift recovery for those injured officers." Mayor Paul Young released a full statement Friday afternoon. "Today, we are grieving for the family of Officer Joseph McKinney and also for all of the women and men in blue who put their lives on the line in defense of our community every day. We are heartbroken for the families of those lost to this senseless and needless act of violence and for the far too many others that have come before. Enough is enough. We simply must do more to hold violent offenders accountable, even when they are teenagers. We must do more to protect our community, our entire community. Today, we stand with the loved ones of the victims of violence caused by illegal weapons. With the heaviest of hearts, we mourn together. And, together, we must align our grief with action. We cannot wait for someone else to do it. We must demand tougher gun laws. We must demand sentencing that mirrors our love for our community. Sometimes, that love needs to be tough love. As a community, we need to ensure that our young people are making better choices." The 18-year-old suspect in this case was caught a month ago on the same charges, stolen car and illegal weapons. He was released on his own recognizance. Together, let's petition our judges and the DA for stronger, swifter sentencing for violent offenses. If you are part of the judicial system, hear my voice first. We need to work together to do better for our community. Together, let's petition our neighbors to be responsible weapon owners. If you are a gun owner, manage that weapon responsibly. If you are a gun owner, make the promise to never leave that weapon in your car. Full stop. Officer Joseph McKinney chose to wear the Memphis Police Department uniform. He chose to serve his city. On his behalf, and in honor of the choices made by every man and woman who wears the uniform, I ask you to join me in action. Let's make certain that Officer Joseph McKinney's brave choices stand for something greater.